I would have a small question related to the topic you told about the church that would be a danger for Western Europe, US, and Japan. If I understood well, it would reduce our ability for empowering innovations. And so the question we have to face if we want to increase empowering innovation is how to fight this kind of basic church. Do you have in mind the equivalent of mini meals in the kind of academic world? And is your business school willing, in fact, to promote, and that's why you are promoting these approaches?
Well, it's not a common thing at our business school at all, but I really am trying to spend a lot of my portion of my time trying to understand why this is happening. Because truly, what used to work doesn't work in our economies, you know. And I believe that the reality is that if George Gilder is right, which I think he is, that when there's something that is abundant and cheap, it's okay if we waste it. And what it means, oddly, is we're in a situation where we could waste capital because the cost of capital is almost zero. And what that means is that the finance people in our companies were taught how to measure the return on capital. But if the cost of capital is zero, the concept of return on capital is just irrelevant. And if you use, we are all taught that we should calculate net present value, the present value of a future stream. Well, if the cost of capital is zero, then the whole concept of net present value becomes irrelevant. And there is so much capital in America. Just the private equity shops have $1 trillion of capital. And there's Coleridge wrote a piece in the English literature called The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And this elderly man was out at sea in a small boat, and he complains there is water everywhere and not a drop to drink. And the private equity shops complain that they have so much money and so few deals, even while the entrepreneurs complain that they have a great idea and they can't get funding. And there's water everywhere and not a drop to drink. And so one thing that I think this will be true, 10 years from now, we won't measure success in financial terms because it's just irrelevant. And the world isn't going to go back to the way it used to be. You can't reverse the filling up of the world with capital. But George Gilder would say, what in the future will be scarce and costly, that's what we have to measure efficiency, our investments in. And I think that it's investments in our people is the way we will measure success, is investments to make our good people much more capable people. As a result of that investment, we will have financial success. But focusing on financial success will just put us on a treadmill that has no traction. Somehow, the answer is I don't know the answer. But I do know that the way that the world used to be isn't going to be the future at all.